Hello everyone, this is HammerTron here with a new action figure review for you. This video goes up on a Monday, so this is a Masters of the Universe Masterverse by Mattel Monday. This action figure is Faker. This is a deluxe action figure. This was part of the Revelations wave of action figures in Masterverse. This was released in 2021. I bought this in a store in 2021. Here it is in the package. Very nice window box where we can see the action figure and the accessories that it comes with. So I like the window boxes so I know exactly what I'm getting. So here is the top of the box. Here is the bottom with some manufacturing information. Here is one side of the box that has the name. And here's the other side that has a picture. And here is the back. There's a nice picture and a little biography and a cross-sell. These action figures are from the first wave of Masterverse action figures. I've reviewed all of those already. So I will open this up and review the action figure in just a moment. Here are the accessories we get with the Faker action figure. We have a shield here. Looks pretty much the same as He-Man's shield. Here are a couple of straps. We have to slide the bigger one on first, and then the smaller one is the handle. So it looks nice. It's a little bit pliable here, so I wonder if we're not careful it'll eventually break. Here's the power sword. This is Faker's version of the power sword because it has some orange paint on it. Nice painting on the handle there, and the blade looks pretty good. Fortunately it's plastic so it's not going to hurt, so I like the design there. We have a pair of hands here, an open left hand and a weapon gripping right hand, and the pegs look pretty short, not too skinny, so there shouldn't be any problem. Now there are hinges, but they are very stiff, so I have to work on the hinges a little bit to make them work, but the hands look pretty nice. And we have Faker's battle harness, kind of a pearly orange plastic, very pliable here and here, so it snaps together in the back. We have a couple of loops and they snap together in the back here, and in order to put it on we have to take the head off the action figure and then slide this over the neck and then put the head back on, and then we'll have a Faker harness, battle harness. But for this to fit we have to take He-Man's harness off and then put this one on, otherwise it's not going to fit over it. And here we have a He-Man head. I think it's the same as the other one, but there's a hole to plug into the neck peg. And Faker's head, the all robot version. So this is based on the Revelation cartoon. I haven't seen that cartoon. The head looks alright, but it's just not the real Faker. The real Faker is a blue He-Man. So I did switch off the head. I took off the other cyborg head that's currently on the He-Man body, and I plugged this one in. But to do that I had to use a hairdryer because I kept tugging on it and I was afraid I was going to break something. So I used a hairdryer to heat up the head and the peg to make it softer and more pliable. And well, it's not broken, so I don't like having to use a hairdryer, but I'd rather do that than have a broken action figure. Here is the Faker action figure. Let's see how tall this action figure is with the tape measure. Looks like it's right at 7 inches tall, or 18 centimeters tall. So it's a nicely sized action figure. Let's take a look at the details here. So the head that was on the action figure in the package is this cyborg head, where we can see the paint on the side of the face there. And we have some pliable plastic. So I think the hair piece is a separate piece that's glued onto the head, so it's pliable plastic. So we have lots of shiny metal on the neck and the body here, and parts of the arm, the shoulder, and the bicep area. So lots of details there. So lots of sculpted detail and some painting there. Here's the abdomen. Looks like he's sucking in his gut there. There's an orange belt there, the furry loincloth. And human legs, I think these legs are identical to the legs on the He-Man action figure, but no cybernetic parts on the legs here. They're the boots, the furry boots, and the straps on the boots. So lots of nice sculpting work there. A little bit of painting there. We have peg holes on the heels of the feet. The back of the legs have a sculpted detail. Maybe just a little bit of paint there. Here we have some of the metal showing through. And this harness here has 2 parts. It looks like it's pretty tight there. I'm not sure I want to really try taking this off. I'd have to take off this harness in order to put on the faker battle harness here, because this just will not fit over this harness, because it's too tight here on the back. So it's been measured to go right on the body, so we have to remove this part, but these straps here look like they're pretty hard. So I don't know if I'll bother taking those off. Now this part here feels loose, and same thing with this part here. So when we remove the hands, to switch out the hands, we might want to use a hair dryer just to make sure we don't break anything while pulling the hands off. But these parts are loose and they'll fall off too, so we should be careful when removing the hands, so we know what's going to come off so we don't lose anything. Let's take a look at the articulation here. We can look up that much, look down that much, turn side to side, and just a little bit of tilting there. With the shoulders, we can go out that much, so not too bad. So I have to wonder when the paint is going to start rubbing off at some point here. Go around, and we have bicep cut, so that's working. So the muscle gets in the way of the body here, so we have to move out the arm in order to move this all the way around. Otherwise we can't turn the arm. We have double jointed elbows that go in just a little more than 90 degrees. At the wrist, we can turn the wrist. They're hinges, but they seem to be pretty tight. So I can't really get those to move, and I'm not going to push very hard. We have a diaphragm cut. We can crunch forward that much, go back that much, go around. We have a waist cut. The hips go out as far. That's pretty good. We can kick forward that much, kick back a little bit, kick forward that much, kick back a little bit. We have upper thigh cuts, so that works. And we have double jointed knees. So those are working nicely. Those are pretty good. And we have boot cuts. So those are working. With the ankles, we can go down. Looks like this one here is better than the other one. Goes up. So this one's a little more limited than this one here. Then we have ankle pivot. So that's working. Seems like all the joints are actually working. This one seems to be a bit limited, but most of the others are working. The wrist hinges don't seem to be working very much. But other than that, all the major joints are working pretty nicely. They were a bit stiff at first, but they've loosened up now. I'm just worried that they're going to get too loose over time. I'm also a little bit worried about removing the harness. It might be a little bit hard to put it back on. And then I had to use a hairdryer in order to take this head off because it was just too hard and I didn't want to pull so hard. And there was just a very loud snapping sound as I pulled it off. So I was very nervous about it, but so far it seems to be working. I think we just need to use a hairdryer, although we shouldn't have to use a hairdryer to warm it up. You should be ready to go right out of the package. But other than those, it seems like a really nice action figure. Just a little weird looking. Here I've switched out the hand, the right hand. I took off this fisted hand and I put the weapon holding hand in. I did use a hairdryer to warm it up before pulling the hand off to make it easier and protect it. But I did not use a hairdryer on this particular hand, so it was a little bit difficult getting this sword in the gripping hand, but I was able to kind of push it in there. But if I had used a hairdryer, the fingers certainly would have been more pliable and a lot easier to put the sword in there. The other hand I did not change. Here's the left open hand, and that would probably be better for putting the shield on, because here the gripping hand does not go through this second loop here. So that's what this open hand is for, in order to slide through the loop. But it seems to be okay the way it is anyway. And I traded the head. I used a hairdryer again to pull off the other head and then push this one on. So I'm still getting that loud snapping sound. Makes me nervous every time I do it. But here this head just seems very small. I think the hair adds a lot of volume to the head, so this is very skinny but robotic. So looks nice, although it's just not really a Masters of the Universe kind of character with this particular design. So I still prefer the blue Faker to this robotic Terminator type thing. Here is Faker next to a pair of 4-inch action figures. On the right is an adventurer from an Animal Planet set I reviewed a while ago. On the left is the Fortnite Jonesy action figure by Jazzwares. Here is Faker next to a 6-inch action figure on the left, the Fortnite Legendary Series Havoc action figure by Jazzwares, and a 7-inch action figure on the right. That is the Masters of the Universe Masterverse He-Man action figure by Mattel. It certainly looks like their legs are very similar, although the joints I think are just a little bit different between the two. Faker's legs, I can get them a bit closer together than He-Man's legs. But I think it is pretty much identical. The HammerTron Sledgehammer rating for this Faker action figure is it's okay. Perhaps that rating is a bit too high because I don't think I really care for this particular design. It's just not really a Masters of the Universe design. And I haven't even seen that cartoon, and I don't think I will see the Revelations cartoon. Most of the joints are working for me very nicely. This ankle was a bit limited, and the wrist don't seem to be turning at the hinges. The biggest problem, I think, is just the way I feel when I try to take off the head and just use a hair dryer, and even then there's just a lot of snapping. And also I don't really care for changing armor or battle harnesses very much, but I would like to be able to do everything that the action figure is supposed to be able to do. But this looks neat, and this system seems to work, but this He-Man harness, I think, would just be a bit too hard to be able to take off and then put back on. So, and this okay rating is just barely okay. I think there are some potential problems, and I'm not looking forward to the problems. So anyway, thank you for watching my review video. Remember to like the video. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this action figure. And remember to subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with my future reviews. I'll see you next time. Bye.